My bad. There we go. I don't know why ain't no sound. There we go. Yeah, we talking about Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz agreed. I put the article link in the description. That's what I said basically, and I said I was gonna drop it in the chat, so that's there. He's agreed to fight Anthony Joshua, so that's finally agreed to. We'll read the article. We're gonna talk about Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao, Q&A, then we in and out. So I wasn't even gonna go live. What's up, Samuel S? And to Samuel S DM me on Instagram, and I was about to go to sleep. Keep it real. I definitely was about to go to sleep. And I was like, well, let me see if there's anything to talk about boxing today. And it came up that Andrew Ruiz agreed to the fight. So Eddie Hearn gave him what he wanted to give him, what he asked for, and everything I told you. He wanted financial security from Eddie Hearn. I told you that's what it was. He wanted bodyguards. He wanted the food. And Bob Aaron was right. Andy Ruiz had him by the balls. He had to accommodate him. Because he had already took them people money or agreed, you know. So when them people, them sponsors and investors agreed to give him $70, $90 million, whatever it turned out to be, United States dollar, he had to deliver a product. Or he had to give them their money back with interest. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's what's going on. I linked the article, link in the description. I dropped the article from the Athletics, Mike Coppinger, aka According to Sources. He the one that did it. If you don't got the Athletics app, it's nice. It's kind of like a Bleacher Report. The Athletics started in 2016, so they actually put money and resources into boxing as well. They got your favorite team sports, the whole thing. So shout out to the Athletics, man. I like the app, for real. But you gotta pay for this shit. That's the fucked up thing about it. You gotta pay for it. I don't get that, but I got one more free day left. But um, then this motherfucker be gone. I could just watch Scott Bringer what he said. I already know what he's gonna say, but he said 89 announced 2 weeks ago the heavyweight rematch between Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua will be staged December 7th in Saudi Arabia, the Middle East locations. Specifically, I hate saying it, specifically, the political firestorm that is Saudi Arabia in the current climate immediately drew concern, surprise after the news broke that the title tilt was okay. Bada. Finally, on Thursday, Ruiz side received a bout agreement with new terms after agreement was reached in principle for the heavyweight championship rematch will indeed be staged December 7th in Saudi Arabia, industry sources told the Athletics, aka according to sources. Ruiz was contractually tied to an immediate second bout with Joshua stemming from the rematch clause contained in the paperwork ahead of their June meeting, which Ruiz won by shocking 7th round stoppage. Um, he said, however, contracts can't make fighters enter the ring. His team used the threat of refusing to fight in Saudi Arabia as leverage. Per source, Ruiz was guaranteed approximately $9 million for a rematch, but would now receive millions more after the deal was reworked. According to sources, Hearn received a side fee in excess of $40 million to bring the highly anticipated fight to Saudi Arabia on the outskirts of the capital city of Riyadh, whatever the fuck it's called. Sorry if I butchered it. But the decision left doors open for Ruiz to extract more money. After all, the CIA determined that Saudi Arabia government was involved in the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, I don't know his name, last year. The country is under travel advisory from the United States, and Bob Aaron recently said Ruiz would have had a legal case if he didn't wish to travel there for the safety concern. In the end, Ruiz pretty much is going there. So I heard Ruiz was demanding 18 million. So either first it was 20, then he was willing to come down to 18. So I don't know what he got. I'm pretty sure it's around. He probably got 18 million. Um, Other than that, he was asking for bodyguard security for his team. Um, he was asking for food, clean food, not from Saudi Arabia. And Eddie Hearn had no choice, man. You know, and really the question is to be asked: was it better for Andy Ruiz to fight in the UK, or is it better to fight in Saudi Arabia? Another thing he was stuck on was he wanted the United States Commission. Now, how much did he get? I'm not sure. How much did he get from them as far as leverage? I don't know. So we shall find out. So, um, you know, hopefully we hear something from Andy Ruiz confirming this. But I know he wanted 18 million. I know he wanted the United States Commission. I know he wanted clean food from the United States. We're not from there. So obviously safety was premier. The money was the biggest thing for him, and he got all the safety concerns and stuff of that nature. So if he got a United States commission, I mean, I think that's a huge win. It's kind of like, bringing the United States to Saudi Arabia. So you got the judges and other officials that that work outside the ring, and the WBA, IBF, WBO all have officials there. Probably even IBO has some officials there. So for Andy Ruiz, for him, hey, was he really gonna walk away from $9 million? But was Eddie Hearn really, willing to get that money back? He got more than $40 million. I'm telling you, that fool got 70 million pounds. So whatever that translates to, $90 million United States dollar, he got a ton of money for that fight. So Eddie Hearn wasn't willing to relocate the fight because in the UK he couldn't generate that money. In actuality, if AJ lost in the UK, Eddie Hearn got nowhere near the money he gonna get off this fight. Eddie Hearn probably making more money than both fighters. I guarantee you that. Anthony Joshua, he's probably gonna make $30 million with the DAZN, the Sky money, and the money from the fight. Andy Ruiz gonna probably make another 18. Remember, AJ money gonna come from multiple places: pay-per-view, American network television money. He gonna get money from any and every place possible. And Eddie Hearn gets a promotional cut off of Anthony Joshua too. So and he's his manager. So he can get like 20, 25, 30%, or depending on what their arrangement is. I've seen as much as half being a promoter. A promoter get half of the fighter purse. So in actuality, Eddie Hearn is gonna make 30, 40, $50 million off this fight. Like Frank Warren said, it sounded like a cash out to me. And I said it before Frank Warren said it. It sounded like a cash out. It sounded like a cash out. So if he choosing to cash out Anthony Joshua, then he also can cash in with Alexander Usyk, who fighting a guy I really never heard of. So he can fight Alexander Usyk. After if Andy Ruiz win, he gonna have to fight Usyk. It'll be IBF mandatory, and Eddie Hearn gonna push them to order, push the WBO 2020 Super Champion mandatory for Alexander Usyk. So, it's just a matter of time. Now, if AJ win, he go beat Puev, and then Eddie Hearn will hold off on that Usyk mandatory. Usyk don't bring no money for nobody. He don't bring no money for nobody. But you know what? He a real threat out there, especially in Anthony Joshua, his lateral movement, his quickness and stuff of that nature. He a problem for every heavyweight. He get Wilder a little bit of problems. Eventually, he probably, I will believe at this point, he'll get sparked. I think he'd outbox Dillian White too. Dillian White ain't that fucking good. I've been saying that. All that shit in his ass, he ain't that good. Now, Miller would have been interesting, had he been a clean fighter, because that's a lot of weight. He used to probably come in, 215, 220? And he do all that moving. If Miller's able to close the distance and make Usyk fight, just matchup wise, that would have been tough. Tyson Fury matchup wise is tough for Usyk. This ain't no slow like Joe Joyce, like he beat in the World Series of Boxing. You got a guy that's nimble on his toes, and that's his toughest fight, Wilder and Fury. Wilder Fury, a lot of guys' toughest fight in the division. Once you think about it. You know what I'm saying? One is tall, rangy, and deceptive. Well, I ain't gonna say deceptively explosive in Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury is really, really cagey. You know what I'm saying? It's really cagey. He said you see Estrada versus Kel Jaffe unification on AJ. I don't know. Kel Jaffe is like fucking garbage. I would like to see him fight. I would rather see a Riebenstein trilogy if he got his mind right. After his woman left him, he maybe you're right. Maybe he'd beat shit out of Cal Jaffe. Drew Acosta's garbage too. I thought he was better than what he was. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. For real. He says Trey says better to fight in the UK. It depends. If you get a United States commission like he wanted, Jackal 034 salute. I mean, what can you really say? I mean, then that's like a United States fight, because you got the refs, the officials, you got the whole commission. No funny stuff with the glove and stuff of that nature. So it is what it is. He said Dillian ain't that good. He'll give you a fight. He'll give you a fight because your dad. Them motherfuckers allow him to give you a fight. Once you get up into like the Fury, Wilder, shit, even Konaki. Him and Kanaki be a war, but I expect he just too fucking. He don't have no stamina. How you shooting all that shit up your ass allegedly? You running out of gas. How you shooting that shit up your ass? You so loose around the stomach, and your job for 8 to 10 weeks is to get in the best shape of your life. I don't get that shit. That motherfucker look like one of them homemade cheeseburgers, hamburgers your mom used to make and put them on like on Sara Lee bread, whole wheat bread or some shit like that. We watched Hearns Lane 2 times. He was crafty. Ray was a dog. Yeah, the first fight was Ray Litter messed his eye up. That's the first fight, but just to actually look at it, I'm glad the fight done. I told you, dog, the fight was gonna happen December 7th. I was assured because I know somebody close to Ruiz squad and close to that whole little thing. So I was assured the fight was gonna happen. It was just when he was saying all that, we wanted to be United States. He was trying to use the security level threat of Saudi Arabia, and also he was just wanting more money. That's what Ruiz wanted. And at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, if the money right, or Ruiz gonna be there December 7th, Saturday night. So he just wanted the money. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it boiled down to. And as much as he wanted the money, Eddie Hearn wanted his money. Eddie Hearn, I heard, got over $70 million. They saying 40, but he got over $70 million, and AJ probably don't even know what's what. He training. He saying that Rob McCracken ain't going nowhere, but you tried to replace Rob McCracken. So right then and there, that's a breach of trust right there. That's a breach of loyalty. And then you're gonna sit there and fucking lie and say you didn't try to get rid of him. Eddie Hearn was in on it. Remember, Hernandez ain't got no reason to lie. Ishmael Salas ain't got no reason to lie. And Eddie Hearn did all that shit talking about steroids, but they tried to go get Mimi Hernandez, who has a steroid background, like most strength and conditioning coaches of prominence in boxing right now. Victor Conti, Alex Ariza, Mimi Hernandez, and I ain't got a problem with him. He reach out to me every now and again on social media, but it's just what it is. But you sitting here, you a hard activist for PEDs, but you tried to get Mimi Hernandez to be your AJ strength and conditioning coach. How do that add up? Please tell me, how the fuck do that add up? You ever notice the hardcore strength and the hardcore VADA and drug testing guys be the ones that be with the fucking snakes? Y'all ever notice that? Will, what's going on? Bushido Boxing. Y'all go subscribe to Bushido Boxing. Salute. Y'all ever notice that? You know what I'm saying? All the motherfuckers that's pro VADA, even Floyd Mayweather, who hired Alex Ariza for a point in time. A lot of people don't know Leonard Ellaby is a strength and conditioning coach by trade. You know what I'm saying? Leonard Ellaby is a strength and conditioning coach by trade. I don't think people know that. When he was holding Floyd ankles and people say, all you do is hold Floyd ankles. Remember, I don't know how many people watching boxing 10 years ago, but they used to joke and say, but Leonard Ellaby is a strength and conditioning coach by trade. Guess where he started off with? Hasim Rahman. I think he was a strength and conditioning coach, if my memory serves me correct. Hasim Rahman introduced Luis Arias to Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather end up shelving and getting rid of Luis Arias over that because the Rahmans sued Floyd Mayweather for the doghouse rules in the gym. So who you gonna ride with, Floyd? Or you gonna ride with the people that got you there? So he said Ruiz will lose the Trennis butts. We'll see. I doubt it. Depends on the stipulations. If it's in the United States Commission, and also Ruiz wanted VADA drug testing. You ain't hear shit about VADA. They scared. Is Eddie Hearn scared to say VADA? Eddie Hearn won't say shit about VADA. Because he know, are we going to do VADA? Where's Dillian White's B sample at? He don't want to say nothing about that, Renardo. Salute. He don't want to say nothing about the B sample. Nothing about the B sample. They ain't said nothing about VADA testing or nothing. Why not? Andy Ruiz about to beat his ass again. I hope you do know that. Andy Ruiz about to fuck him up again. That wasn't no fucking fluke. AJ can't fucking fight. Everybody know that. AJ can't fight. Look at him versus Joseph Parker. That nigga didn't do one significant thing versus Joseph Parker. He tried to outbox Joseph Parker, and he was able to look like he can outbox Joseph Parker because Joseph Parker a bitch. Joseph Parker, nice guy. If he had the mentality of a serious serial killer in the ring, Joseph Parker would probably be a top 3 or 4 or 5 heavyweight. Either is he ain't got no heart or he know he ain't got no chin. If he got a chin, then he just a straight up coward. Or he just ain't built for boxing. He too nice a guy. But I think he ain't got no chin, and that's what it is. You talking about hand speed, good footwork, good power, good size. Joseph Parker, you know, when you just look at raw physical tools, who got all them tools in the division like Joseph Parker? He looked coordinated. He looked technically good. But when it boiled down to it, guess what? Everybody talk about Deontay. What Deontay don't do well. Deontay don't do this. But Deontay got this. Deontay his heart don't pump no Kool-Aid. And in boxing, if you ain't got no heart, it's gonna show eventually. If your heart ain't in boxing, and a lot of people's heart, it stopped being in boxing when the money hit the bank account. You know what I'm saying? When the money changed, all these niggas changed by money. Shit, there's some niggas on YouTube that get so much super chats and now they changing. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to drop no videos no more. You know what I'm saying? All they do is get on for an hour and a half. They collect bank and they enjoy their day. It's a hustle. You can tell them how people changing their content. How they producing content. Kid Buzz salute. El Jefe salute. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Parker, you know, if you just put you put all these niggas in the ring in the gym and say hit the bag and hit the pads, you might fuck around and just off that, like, damn, he might be the best one. But hey, if you ain't got no heart, you ain't got no soul, man, ain't talking about him. You ain't got no heart, you ain't got no soul. I mean, it's gonna show. Boy. This nigga about to knock the whole little table over, stretching out. Hold on. Go sit down. Sit. There you go. Roger, what's going on? But Eddie Hearn didn't want to fuck up that bag. That's just what it boiled down to. I fix my camera. You fucked me up and everything. Hold on. You fucked me up and everything. But Joseph Parker didn't want to, Eddie Hearn didn't want to send that money back. And then they probably want interest. When you give somebody some money and they don't produce the product, guess what? You held my money. I want interest on it. Eddie Hearn and bought him his girl new card. He done made some investments. He done dropped some money bags down to Barry Hearn. He done spent some of that money already. Is your dog cool with cats? He chased cats. I don't know if he gonna eat one. I seen him almost eat a squirrel. I had to take it out his mouth. But he chased the cats in the neighborhood sometimes. Not really a lot. He said, who, my dog? He right here. Don't try that kissing shit, nigga. Whatever you call that. Go on. Go. Go sit on the couch. Go. He about to sit on the couch. He got 10 cat, all them bullying dogs. I don't know. Shit, I got a couple of motherfuckers who got Akitas. You ain't bullying no Akita. Or I got a homeboy that got an Irish Wolfhound. Shit, actually my uncle dogs. The cats won't bully my uncle dogs. They train. They train to suit up and boot up. That's what they do. They got their own treadmills. Them motherfuckers eat raw. They eat boiled chicken. Them niggas some certified killers. What, a CBD oil. He eat olive oil. I gotta check that out. Then Pacquiao finally bullying the PBC. Nice, we hit free agent. Yeah, they said it was a 3-fight deal, but it was actually a 2. It probably was an option in there. So I don't know. I'll get to that in a minute. But when Anthony Joshua, shout out to him, man. You know, he about to get cashed out. And you could just tell with Joshua, man, his last few fights just wasn't like, it was impressive. Other than the Klitschko fight, that was his greatest. That's when the only thing, if he don't beat Andy Ruiz, he only going to be remembered for the Klitschko fight. And Dillian White, that Dillian fight was good. Dillian White was a good domestic fight. But he just be remembered for the Klitschko fight, which was a great fight. You know, what would you put that in the decade of fights? That, you know, that's probably still the greatest, you know, heavyweight fight or the best heavyweight fight of this era. It ain't even just no stamina for Anthony Joshua. He can't fight. Where's Anthony Joshua's best at? Outside, pocket, middle, inside, pocket range, outside, nowhere. He tried to fight in the outside, but he's not effective. You know, he able to hit Povetkin, you know, because Povetkin don't move his head neither. He was getting hit by Povetkin. Dillian White was piecing him up a little bit. Shorter went out, but they both was young. You know, I mean, what else you looking at? Him and Klitschko went to war. Klitschko would have had him out of there if Klitschko just moved his hands. I thought, personally, and I said it a couple of times, I don't really make an emphasis on it. I thought Klitschko threw the fight, to be honest. I really did. After that fight, it had me thinking, like, why the fuck Klitschko didn't move his hands in the whatever it was? He had dropped that motherfucker early. He didn't really throw a meaningful punch. He on the back foot. And AJ just collecting stamina. He let AJ re-up. I'm like, man. And his corner talking about take your time. That's what Vladimir Klitschko do his best, is take his time. He patient. He patient. That's his whole career. Ever since he got knocked out, he been patient. He didn't let his foot off the gas. He got out the car. He put the car in park and got out the car and sat on the curb. You know what I'm saying? And now people know Joshua can't take a punch. Unless something was really physically wrong with him going into the fight, then we'll see. There's no need to make excuses. Because when you do the rematch, and if you beat Andy Ruiz, whatever you said after you beat him, it makes sense. Like, you know what? I had a bad camp. I shouldn't have trained in Miami. I had a concussion, and we just felt that the opponent was easy. We'd just get through him. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. We all can funk sway with that. But at the end of the day, if you ain't gonna say there's no excuses, Andy Ruiz was the better man, I'm gonna see him later this year in the rematch. And then if you beat Andy Ruiz again, then you say, yeah, I didn't want to take nothing away from his victory. He an excellent fighter. You know, I'm big Bullock, Anthony Joshua. You know, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. You know, but that's just what it boiled down to. You know, beat his ass and then tell us what happened. It's a question what he has to do to be considered one of the greats. Then I don't know what he's talking about. I'm talking to Samuel. So Ruiz is taking his sorry ass to Saudi, like I said. Yeah, you got to. Eddie Hearn got to. He already took the money. So they paying him like, I don't know what they're paying. I know he wanted 20, then he went down to 18 million. He didn't have to go. That's the thing about it. He didn't have to go. But I knew all the way along it was said to me that he was going. Because one, they paid $20,000 to keep the IBF title. If he wasn't going, he wasn't going to fight by December 7th, they wasn't going to pay $20,000. I don't care who you is. $20,000 for the IBF title for an exception, that's knowing that you're going to get stripped. So that's another thing. Dollar X salute. That's another thing. So he paid $20,000 for that IBF just to keep it. That should have been an indication to put one and one together and say, hey, man, he going. He agreed to go over there. That's the thing about it. He agreed to go to Saudi Arabia. So technically, Eddie Hearn was right. He agreed to go. But what happened was they found out how much money Eddie Hearn really got. It wasn't no $40 million. He said, bro, I thought he was going. I told y'all he was posturing, bro. He just wanted more money. When he found out Eddie Hearn had like $70 million in pound, I think I heard it was 70 million pounds, but I heard he got $70 million for the fight. He might have got just 40 from the government, but sponsorships and everything, I heard he got 70 million. So really, people think it's gonna be AJ getting 30 and then Ruiz get 9. And no, it don't go like that. Whatever they telling you AJ getting, it's nowhere that's gonna tell you what he really getting. It's not. They're not reporting it to the Nevada or no commission. The UK is different. Everybody say he got this much money, that much. I can't tell. I don't give a fuck what none of them say. I look at Chris Eubanks Sr. He was supposed to be making all that money for Barry Hearns back in the day. He was broke fucking with Barry Hearns. Everybody assumed AJ got all that money. He don't walk, he don't act, he don't talk like a motherfucker with money. He don't move like a motherfucker with money. I've been saying that. I'm not saying he gotta be ignorant and get all this jewelry and shit, but he don't even speak like a nigga with money. And when it boil down to it, man, be 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, you'll hear him complain about he on his knuckles, bro. Oh, he getting 30, 40 million to fight. Why would he even come to the United States for that then? If you getting 30 million to fight in the UK, 40 million to fight, Canelo only getting 35. And he the highest grossing fighter. Guaranteed contract fighter, period. UFC, kickboxing, Bellator, PBC, DAZN. So really, $5 more million? And you getting paid in pounds? You clearing that. What you need to come to America for if you really getting that money? It made no sense. Why would you come here? You only would come here for a significant fight. And the only significant fight that mattered at the time was Deontay Wilder, not Luis Ortiz. Fury, he really wasn't fighting over here. He wasn't fighting over here yet. It never mattered. That's just common sense, according to Richard Salute. It never mattered. He bullshitting. He said, bro, AJ wasn't coming back here. That's just psychological, not mental. He took an L here after he coming over. Could be. Could be. It could be. Come on, look at Ruiz and all that he has purchased for being a contender in the first fight. Trust me, AJ getting a lot. He could. He could. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. I got contracts that I seen where the promoter take half the fighter purse. I seen it. You're not thinking that Andy Ruiz is with Al Heyman. Al Heyman ain't gonna let you get fucked. Eddie Hearn fucking him. It's a history. His daddy fucking Chris Eubanks Sr. And then he let his son sign with him. Chris Eubanks Sr. didn't have a dime. Dime to his name. If Dillian White don't fight again, it won't be long till he broke his fuck neither. I'm telling you, them motherfuckers ain't getting the money they say they getting. Ain't nobody stupid. He don't even act like a nigga with that type of money. If he getting that type of money, why he ain't got his own jet? That's the crazy thing about it. You know how much money 30 million pounds a fight is? 30 million pounds? That's a lot of fucking money. Do he act like a motherfucker with 30 million pounds? No. Eddie Hearn couldn't tell me shit. A motherfucker that's getting 30 million pounds a fight, and you let Eddie Hearn sign your name on contract, y'all crazy than a motherfucker. These niggas over here, like these fighters over here get $3 million a fight, $3.5 million a fight, and they think they kings. You know what I'm saying? They Keith Thurman probably got like 10, 15 versus Pacquiao. That motherfucker think he think he the Mac. He think he Jimmy Fly Snooker or some shit. That nigga think he Big Meech. He think he the Pablo Escobar or some shit. You talking about 30 million pounds? And this motherfucker walking around in tracksuits? The zone logo on the solar plexus? Yeah, fuck out of here. That nigga ain't got no money. For real. He got money, but he wasn't getting that. I'll tell you that right now. Shit, these little niggas over here, these little niggas over here, they get a couple $1 million and shit. Them niggas don't even want to interview with a nigga no more. They don't even talk to their mama no more. They mama gotta make an appointment for them. Like, nigga, you just made $1 million, nigga. Like, damn. call me Sir Sean Porter and shit, nigga. Like, call me Mr. Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? You gonna address me as King Crawford, motherfucker. Nigga, your name is Terrence, nigga. No, you gonna announce me as King Crawford in my presence. What the fuck you mean? Shit crazy. Shit, nigga. Before you come in my presence, you have to drink it from the cup that overflow. He having a doggy friend. Hold on. I hate the little nightmares he be getting. He be shaking and shit. I don't know what he be dreaming about. I know when he dreaming about food. Shit. Then you look up Al Heyman and see his net worth 15 million. I don't want to even say it. Dry snitching like Earl 3 words off the book. You know, boy, if you don't stop stretching my fucking couch. Yeah, shit. They'll never know how much Al Heyman worth. Shit. Al Heyman probably got shit tied up in his kid's name, his baby mama's wife's name. You ain't lying. These millionaire boxers be flexing like shit. That money can't be gone. You got niggas in the NBA who had $100 million contracts that's broke. Shit crazy. But who y'all got in the rematch? AJ or Ruiz? That is the question. Who y'all got, AJ or Andy Ruiz? Let me know who y'all got. AJ or Andy Ruiz? Dollar X say AJ. Put your money on. How much you want to bet? Y'all really don't think AJ about to win this fight, do y'all? He get knocked out in America. He get knocked out in Saudi Arabia. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter. The way that bitch was on his knees like he about to suck some dick, he is over with. And Andy Ruiz still got 5 months to train. What he got? September, October, November. He got about three months. I'm about to fuck old boy up. Remember last time motherfucking Andy Ruiz, he just got done fighting. He didn't even have a full camp to prepare for AJ. How long Andy Ruiz had last time? Motherfuckers conveniently forget that. He just got done fighting that nigga that was Brian Jennings was fighting. For real, he just got done fighting the motherfucking Brian Jennings was fighting like a week or two after that. He didn't have long to fight. And AJ, now he got a full camp. Well, you can also play the other side of that and say, well, he was already in shape. Yeah, he fought. He had. Shit, that nigga had about a month and a week between fights, and before that, he hadn't fought. He fought almost a year. So he had a month and a week to prepare for Anthony Joshua. Now you give him 3 or 4, and Anthony Joshua, unless he on that shit, he ain't gonna be punching too much harder. That motherfucker had 5 weeks. That shit wasn't no fluke. AJ can't get hands, and then y'all act like this nigga went to go get like Ishmael Salas, or he went to go get the whole Julio Diaz, not Julio Diaz, but is it Julio? The Diaz got to train Cotto for Floyd Mayweather. He had Cotto in prime shape. Y'all motherfucker act like he went to go dug up Customato and Angelo Dundee. Can't no boxing coach say Anthony Joshua in 4 or 5 months. This motherfucker on the treadmill. This motherfucker on the treadmill trying to box backwards. You think you really about to outbox Andy Ruiz, bro, going backwards? He about to go out, Pedro Diaz, appreciate. He about to go out there and get pow pow pow. He about to go out there and get the 2-piece special from Popeyes with a chicken sandwich on the side. Pop pop pop. He about to get that chicken sandwich on the side, nigga. He about to get the Chick-fil-A sandwich with the Popeyes 2-piece and sandwich and biscuit. Pop 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 pop. Fuck up out of here, man. Motherfucker. $100, nigga. What's $100, nigga? What's $100? That's Miles' dog food right there for like 2 months, nigga. $100. about to get motherfucking smoked. That's free money for me, dog. This nigga still got McCracken. Are you crazy? Had it been in the UK, I'd probably stay away from that shit. But let me see who the fucking commission is. Andy Ruiz about to beat the shit out that nigga again. What you talking about? What's the excuse gonna be? What's the excuse gonna be? What's the excuse gonna be this time? Come on, man. Y'all ain't got AJ. Y'all ain't got Dillian White. Oh, it's gonna be a cold end of the year if AJ don't pull it off. It's gonna be a cold end of the year for the UK. And don't let Regis beat up on Josh Taylor or some shit like that. Oh man. Y'all ain't got no fighters left. Y'all, and then don't let 2020 start off bad for y'all. And Deontay Wilder go out there and knock out Tyson Fury February 22nd. Matter of fact, don't let Otto Wall fuck him up. Matter of fact, don't let Luis Ortiz beat Deontay Wilder. It's just fucking up. They're to fuck up everything for Tyson Fury in Top Rank. If Wilder lost to Ortiz, nigga, Top Rank price. That joint pay-per-view, shit, it's going down the drain. Shit, he lose to Otto Wall, going down the drain. He get knocked out by Deontay Wilder. UK dead. Who else they got? Unless Luke Campbell, get out my house, bitch. You come in my house now. Smoking all my shit. Now get your stank ass out my house, bitch. Bitch. Y'all niggas don't know about the 2 Live Crew. Some of y'all do. He said, imagine if Earl Spence lost. He ain't gonna lose to no Sean Porter. He bet not. I'm talking about the UK, man. I ain't talking about them Dallas niggas, man. I'm talking about that shit, man. Like I said, I'm not speaking on that shit no more. If they got individual fights or other news, I'm not speaking on that shit. That shit just like I say, these niggas deal with emotions like bitches. These niggas dicks get hard for interviews and shit. Nigga, come on, man. These niggas love to be around hard legs and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I like Earl Spence. Yeah. Earl, how you get your delts and lats like that? Yeah, let me feel them, Earl. Like, fuck up out here. That shit, to me, it just got to the point where niggas was just on some gay shit. I question niggas' sexuality after that shit, dog. Cause I ain't never seen nobody. I ain't never seen a motherfucker like that. You got niggas on that's Jodeci. They on their knees and shit. Forever, my lady, is like a dream. All you want is exactly what I mean. I thought a nigga might interview and get on their knees and propose to one of them niggas before. Why you want to interview with me? I don't understand it. Us been nice. Us been nice. You ever notice that shit? Like men do that when it come to women, immature men. A woman hold you, whatever, and you young, man, nigga, fuck you, bitch. I wasn't trying to talk to your stanky ass, and I just wanted to grab your booty or some shit like that. And you hold a bitch or whatever like that, but you really was trying to get with her and shit. That's them niggas doing. Oh, he don't want to interview with me, man. Fuck that nigga, man. He ain't really black, and man, fuck that nigga. That just seem gay, dog. Like, nigga, that just seem like some homosexual shit, man. He didn't want to talk to me, man. I just don't understand it. These niggas must be drinking soy milk or just taking estrogen shots, man. The motherfuckers get mad at me, dog. These niggas, bro, you always hating on this nigga and shit like that. I can't stand you, nigga, man. I hate you. Like, nigga, fuck up out here, nigga. Like, these niggas just gay. Like, go get you a Popeye's chicken sandwich or a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, man, and put it in your mouth. Y'all just hanging up off other niggas' ball sack, man. And they trying to delegate who can watch what and who can watch this. Man, fuck up out of here. You come over here, you can watch whatever the fuck you want to watch. I don't give a fuck what you watch over here. Nigga, you want to watch this nigga channel? I don't care who the fuck you watch. I can't tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to watch that nigga? Watch that nigga. Shit, you prefer his shit over me? I don't give a fuck. You know what he say? Just line that shit up, Miss Pearly. Somebody like it. Yeah, somebody like my shit. Shit. Nobody like my shit. You know these niggas. You put the first letter name of Earl in lowercase. It's an uppercase. It's a fucking uppercase, dude. You're disrespecting my master. Like, dude, man, do y'all got lives, man? Earl Spence wouldn't even buy you $1 Coca-Cola at McDonald's, nigga. You be killing me. Get him Mike salute. Y'all go check out Get him Mike channel, man. Nigga wouldn't even buy these niggas a sandwich, nigga. The chicken he wouldn't even get y'all a fish fillet sandwich, Popeye's chicken sandwich. Should be killing me. These niggas be ready to kill for that nigga, man. They be ready to kill for that nigga. Oh girl, yeah, who you want me to kill, Earl? I'll get him. Shit worse than the Pacquiao and Canelo fans. Shit. I sure miss them hateful ass Mexican fans, dog. Them motherfuckers have some comedy. These niggas just be dead ass serious, man. And then they want to like get on AJ for doing the same fucking thing. That shit just comical to me. Look at Byron, Cornelius Lil John, salute. Focus Film, salute. Yeah, man, but AJ going to sleep, bro. Bobby Swear, salute. AJ going to sleep. I'd be shocked if Andy Ruiz fails a drug test. Like, nigga, what is you taking? Dillian White, he got little definition. Dillian White, that nigga got caught for nothing. He getting tired and shit, still getting dropped. Imagine Dillian White done had that shit in his ass. That motherfucker wouldn't even be on this level. Next week, I'm doing a video. You think boxing fans would be... These ain't boxing fans you talking about, man. We ain't talking about boxing fans no more, bro. We talking about, like, love and hip-hop. These are reality TV show babies. They grew up on Jersey Shores, and they grew up on whatever else, love and hip-hop. These niggas, they don't even belong in the sport. I don't even classify them as casuals. They come around me on social media with that shit, I'm blocking the shit out of them niggas. Any nigga that's rocking that LDBC shit hard, like on some gay shit, man, I'm blocking the fuck out them niggas. I'm just keeping it real. Anybody that's with that Earl coat, man, don't even talk to me, bro. As soon as you come out here, you spelled his name, block. Dikembe Mutombo, block. Block. I ain't got time for it. Block. 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 And then when shit don't go niggas' way, niggas want to call you and text you. Oh yeah, man, and you know he acting like, motherfucker, don't come over here with that bullshit. Cause now shit ain't going your way. Now you want to be my friend? Fuck up out of here, nigga. Fuck up out of here. Oh, cause you help? Nah, I ain't helping no niggas, man. I'm blocking niggas. You know, blocking all them niggas. Niggas want to act, hey, check my video. Nah, nigga, I ain't checking your fucking video out. You garbage. You garbage. I go watch Ice JJ. I go subscribe to Ice JJ Fish channel before I subscribe to your shit. Garbage. Shit garbage. Even channels I used to like, garbage. You watching these niggas like, man, like really? Garbage. Ain't nobody gonna run up on me. I ain't worried about it. I'll be out in LA. At least I'm trying to get out there. Nobody gonna run up on me. What's your nigga wood? How we pro-black with YouTubers beefing. Shit is insane. Nigga, shit. These niggas know they be in the wrong. That's why they be trying to talk to niggas behind the scenes or some shit. It be niggas that go to the fights and shit, like worried that niggas gonna do something. Man, I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. You been got dropped right where you stand at. I ain't gonna waste no time with you. Don't joke with me. I'm gonna drop you right where you stand at. I'm gonna drop that motherfucker right where you stand at. Don't even joke with me. Hey nigga, you that pop spit dead. I'm gonna spit on your ass too afterwards too. So you better be prepared. These niggas ain't gonna do shit like niggas that, you know, moderators and shit, man, that think they tough. Motherfuckers like, I hear niggas like niggas that everybody that be blocking. I heard that motherfucker small as hell. That nigga like an ounce of milk. Your motherfucker ounce of milk way more than that nigga. He around here acting like he tough on the internet. Man, please. Nigga, you an ounce of milk. Nigga, my dog weigh more than you, nigga. Small, quiet niggas acting tough on the internet. Nigga, fuck up out of here. Man, fuck up out of here. Like, yeah, he think he tough on the net, man. I seen him. I met him. He like 5'5" and an ounce of milk. Nigga, an ounce? Nigga, you an ounce of milk and you trying to act tough? Like, man, please. I wouldn't even. Nigga, I let my little brother put you on your neck. For real. Nigga be trying to play that tough shit on the internet. Oh, I sold this and I sold that. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Oh, I sold this and I sold that. And I was trapping back in the day and I probably know your favorite neighborhood dope man or some shit like that. Nigga, please. If you was that deep in and you back and you under 56, 60 years old, you a snitch. You a snitch. Fuck up out of here. If you really moving that shit like you say you was moving that shit and you was shooting it in the streets and you out here, you like 40, 50 years old, you was doing this at 20, 25, nigga, you a snitch. You a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Or you a liar? Which one is it? You a snitch. I mean, killing me with that old dope nigga story. Motherfucker had a half an ounce and think he meech. And you a snitch. If you was really selling that shit like you say, you a snitch. Motherfucker got shoplifting charges. Nigga talking about I was in the streets and I was selling dope. Nigga, you a snitch. If you was really doing that shit, you a snitch. Ain't no motherfucker that was selling that shit like that, getting 10, 5 years. Fuck up. You was a snitch. You was a snitch. I know a snitch. Ain't no nigga that was, I was moving this, and I was, nigga, you a snitch. They go for all them niggas. No, Vlad TV, all them niggas, man. Niggas a snitch. Even niggas that didn't snitch go on there. They a snitch. They get to tell them, oh yeah, I moved this, and this how I moved that. I had the Underground Railroad from California to Indiana, and niggas just be snitching on themselves. Like, nigga, like, it's over with. Oh yeah, I served Tupac up one day. He was looking for that half ounce. Niggas just, old niggas more snitches than the young niggas. Real talk. The old niggas snitch more than the young niggas. What do you see on these interviews? Yeah, I was 50 bodyguard. Yeah, I was there when he got shot. Hey man, I told Chuck not to shoot that nigga. Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck from South Jamaica, Queens, man. Yeah, Chuck did it. Everybody know Chuck did that shit, man. He dead. Nah, it ain't snitching on the nigga. He dead. All niggas be snitching more than the young niggas. Tell me I'm lying. Oh yeah, nigga. Yeah, that nigga Rifle. Yeah, that nigga give me like 10 bricks, nigga. We was on 51st in Westbrook, nigga. He gave me about 10 of them things, man. Yeah, Rifle. Yeah, nigga from DC. Oh man. And then his work had this stamp on him. You know what I'm saying? He still got that Toyota. He bought this motherfucking junkyard. He didn't even crash that motherfucker. That Toyota, man, you go find it, Vlad. He got 50 bricks in the back of that motherfucker right now. Niggas be offering every man. You don't even be asking the nigga shit. Yeah. Yeah, you said you sold drugs. You get on Vlad TV. Yeah, you said you sold drugs. Oh hell yeah, I got some on me now. You want to have? You like Xannies? I gotta go to the car if you like that white girl. You ain't recording this shit, is you? No. So the nigga pull off from Vlad TV. Let me search your glove department. They hit the special switches and shit. Cocaine come out the headrest and shit. Damn, how they know, man? Hey, Vlad, you told the police that Oh, no, I would never do that. Oh, man, dog. Niggas be snitching on themselves, dog. Them old niggas be snitching like a motherfucker. Niggas just did 50 years in a day. They get out. Yeah, Vlad. I did that shit. Yeah. I did smoke shit, too. Hell yeah, that cocaine they said he took from Brian, I stole that shit. I got that bitch in my mama's basement right now. Hey, Vlad, you got your phone on you, cuz? You got your phone? Hey, see if cocaine expires or some shit. Is it dangerous for me to sell that shit after 20 years? Oh, Vlad be like, no, cocaine, it's a non-perishable product. Yeah, bring it on. Come, go get it and bring it back here. Well, I got you, Vlad. Hey, man. Make sure you give me a good upload time, motherfucker. Come back with his backpack and shit. I got it. Brrr. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Like, damn, Vlad, I didn't know you was the police. No, the police just came. These old niggas be snitching like a motherfucking dog. This shit crazy as hell. All these niggas got these dope boy stories and shit. But ain't nobody did no hard time. Niggas in the federal penitentiary for a day. Yeah, man. Thought you said you got caught with this. Yeah, I got on like 2 years, nigga. minimum security prison. You know, I was out there feeding the flamingos and the pigeons and shit. You say you got caught with a half an ounce? You said it was dry? You said you got caught with what? You only did 2 years? Man, get the fuck away from me. You was a snitch, bitch. You was a snitch, bitch, man. Fuck up out of here. But yeah, let's talk about Manny and Floyd, man. And Floyd Senior said yesterday they gonna fight. And after Manny Pacquiao fought Floyd, he fought Keith Thurman. That's what I heard. I heard that's the fight they plan on doing. Now, I seen some footage of Floyd working out, and they said it's recent. So Floyd been working out and shit, and I assume that he gonna tune up. Maybe an MMA fighter. Really don't know. He might tune up. He might do a tune up on Rising. You know, they might pay him to come tune up versus, for all we know, he might fly Clarissa Shields in the tune up. He might tune up versus Clarissa Shields in Asia. She want to fight a man. He let Clarissa come in as a motherfucking super middleweight. What y'all talking about? Shields versus Mayweather. Hashtag Me Too movement. Shit, him and Clarissa might sell 1 billion pay-per-views. Need all these women. Go Clarissa. I'll be rooting for Clarissa too. I ain't even gonna front you, but I imagine he'll tune up, man, and Pacquiao might fight Mikey, might fight Danny. He might wait on Floyd. Remember, Pacquiao fought twice last year, January and July. If he wanted to, he could fit December in. You know, he could have fit December in if he wanted to. Imagine if he came back and fought Earl and beat Earl or something like that. Fought Terrence and, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, Floyd Sr. wasn't the 50th person I heard. He was like the 50th person I heard say that. Pacquiao didn't come over there for nothing. It made too much sense. Pacquiao went out there and lost to Keith Thurman or looked really, really bad in a draw or something like that, we wouldn't even be talking about Floyd and Pacquiao. Now it got validity in it. It's too much money for Floyd to turn away from. Floyd probably gonna make more in the rematch than he made in the original fight. You got people like Sugar Ray Leonard going out here saying that's the fight they want to see. So he gonna make. And it ain't like Floyd went out there and was Prince Nazim and put like 1,000 pounds on. Floyd's still in good shape. Floyd still trained. Andre Ward can come out and beat Canelo right now. You know, Andre Ward, you know, he can come out there and do some things. He in good shape. He still be sparring and shit. Them motherfuckers is dangerous. They sharp. You know what I'm saying? Floyd and Ward is sharp. They militant on their training. And a lot of people don't want to, I don't want to see it. I want to see this guy get the fight. I want to see that guy get the fight. If these bitch ass niggas fought each other, if these bitch ass niggas fought each other, Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao wouldn't be no room for them to come in the division. And if they came in and they had already fought each other, the division would be already sold up. It wouldn't be no belt for Pacquiao to be on the line versus Floyd. Somebody should be sitting on the throne right now in the welterweight division. Whoever you want to say it is. Sean, Keith, Terrence, Earl, whoever. Omar, Dennis Hughes, whoever you think. Somebody should have all 4 belts already. No questions about it. Somebody should have all 4 belts. Nobody should be able to walk in this division without fighting the guy. But you want to know what? They let Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman tell him what to do. You know, Bob Arum didn't play the part in it. And all of a sudden, again, these niggas 30 years old. These niggas is 30 years old. And they still talking about fighting Pacquiao, nigga. How's you 30 years old? Keep it real. Earl Spence don't have one career defining win. Terrence Crawford don't have a career defining win. These niggas is 30 years old. 30 years old. One been pro since 07. That's 12 years almost, depending on when he turned pro. Crawford. 12 years, no career defining win. Errol Spence been pro for 7 years, no career defining win. Or fight in general. And just give me a motherfucking fighter. I just give me a random fucking fighter. Let's just say, and it took Roy Jones a minute to fight top opposites because his daddy was stopping him. His daddy was trying to build him up. Let's look at Roy. Roy turned pro in 90 what? 89. 89. So he turned pro in May of 89. He fought Ricky Randall. 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. By 1993, 5 years in his career, he had fought Bernard Hopkins. So he had a career-defining victory. He fought Bernard Hopkins for the vacant IBF middleweight title. Six years later, he fought James Toney for the IBF title, the super middleweight IBF title. You know? So, first 6 years of his career, and his daddy held him back. If you know the Roy Jones story, his daddy held him back. His daddy was holding him back. He had to shake his daddy loose and finally get and go for the fights. So in 6 years, he had already fought Bernard Hopkins and moved up and waiting for James Toney. Where Hopkins or Toney on Crawford resume? Anywhere close to that? Postal, Diaz, Gamboa, Jeff Me So Horny. Even the Pacquiao, even if they fought where they fight Pacquiao at this age ain't comparable to Bernard back then. Even though people say Bernard was a little bit younger, you know, it wasn't like the Bernard, but shit, you know, when was Bernard? He had a long rank the middleweight division, and James Toney, he stopped all that shit. Roy Jones beat his ass before he had that run again. Who James Toney on the list? So, like I said before, who? Sean Porter ain't no James Toney. Sean Porter, he ain't no Bernard Hopkins. But if you run through it, he probably fired a year as long as Andy Ruiz don't beat AJ. But he ain't neither one of them. You 30 years old. 7 and 12 year pro career respectively at this point. Errol and Terrence. So Pacquiao ain't gonna amount to that. Floyd trying to get some of that UFC for he is. He probably gonna get Khabib in there. It's probably gonna be a part of that Dana White deal with Al Heyman, but I think Floyd will tune up probably in versus UFC fighter or in Rising a couple times. But Pacquiao might have a fight. Pacquiao might right around that be his last fight. And then guess what? If Pacquiao and Floyd do fight, Floyd win or whatever happened, and they both decide to retire, that belt go back up in the air. Now we in the same situation we in now. It might be where the rankings might say PBC and Top Rank got to work together. You know, maybe Booz Putin versus Danny Garcia or something. So at the end of the day, I think it would behoove Manny Pacquiao to sit around and wait for Floyd. I think Pacquiao should stay active. But as soon as that fight was over with, I got word that fight was happening. Pacquiao didn't come over to PBC for the fight Browner. They could have made offers. He came to PBC to fight, you know, Floyd Mayweather. And Mayweather what did he make the first fight? 300-400 million? He probably gonna make 5, 6, 7 this time. So can you really walk away from $607 million? Hell no. That's good for Al Hammond pockets. That's good for Leonard Ellaby pockets. That's good for Sam Watson and the Watson twins pocket. That's good for Pacquiao pockets. It's great. Pacquiao ain't got to eat the Thurman dog. He ain't got to eat that dog. He ain't got to fry cat dog. Like I said in this comment section, Pacquiao look like a paw guy. Pacquiao like he a dip Thurman paw, cut it off, dip it in some flour. He probably don't season his fucking meat. He don't even like a seasoned meat type of motherfucker. Get some motherfucking rice, mix it in the bowl. They having Thurman in hibachi rice, nigga. They having Thurman in hibachi rice. Everybody's all Floyd a hater and Floyd this and Floyd that and Pacquiao should have to do this and Pacquiao should have to do that. That's so disrespectful for Floyd to put Earl and Bud on the undercard. Like, nigga, shit, I wouldn't take that fucking fight. I don't care how much money that was offering me. I wouldn't take that motherfucking fight. These niggas gonna forever. These niggas gonna be out there. They gonna be out their prime, dog. By the time they gonna get their chance to shine and watch Jaron Ennis and the Josh Kellys of the world and the Mario Barrios, the Vigil Ortiz, the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and Sean and Thurman era. It's gonna be so motherfucking forgettable. Danny Jacobs, maybe not Jamel Charlo because they thumping at 154, but they era gonna be so fucking forgettable. It's gonna be just known for drama. It ain't no Duran and Hagler, Duran and Hearns, Hearns and Hagler, Ray Leonard Duran, Ray Leonard Benitez. These niggas is scared to fucking fight each other. This era is gonna be so fucking forgettable. That era. Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz, all these motherfuckers, man. This is gonna be a very, very forgettable. It's gonna be an era that you're gonna forget about. Cause they gonna let them young motherfuckers like Vigil Ortiz, Barrios. It's always somebody like Terrence Crawford that come out of left field. All these niggas era gonna Rasheed Warren, Robbie, all these eras gonna be so fucking forgettable. Chocolito reign was lasting for a day and a half. All this era gonna be forgettable. And niggas gonna look back at their archives and it's gonna be about all business, A side, B side. They gentrified fucking boxing. Yeah, Ennis, the Gary Russell brothers, they gonna be up next. Shout out to Dr. Blick, I see you. They gonna be up next. Telling you. Errol Spence and Crawford gonna have a small fucking window. Why should I tell you? His window is shrinking by the day. We ended 29 talking about Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. We entered the 2010s talking about Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. 2015, they finally fought. And now we enter in 2020 talking about Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. So, what decade do they have? Because in another 10 years, Crawford going to be what? 42, 43? Errol Spence going to be 39? They ain't got a whole decade to establish themselves. People really remember the decade from the middle of the fifth year on to the last year. People remember the decade. Gotta X salute. Don't nobody really remember what happened. But anybody remember what happened at the beginning of this decade? Do anybody remember what happened at the beginning of this decade, boxing wise? Just without even thinking about it. People don't remember shit about this decade. You remember like Canelo, Floyd, Manny Pacquiao, you know. Because if they did, they would have more respect for what Timothy Bradley done. People don't remember shit about this decade in the beginning of it. Shit, I forgot some of the fights that happened this year already. People like, come on. So even if Earl and Terrence and Gary and the regular and the big Gary Russell brother, Leo Santa Cruz, even if they have a semi-strong 2020 to 2025, which the numbers say they won't, all of them, even have a semi-run there, 2026, 2027, they old. This was their window from 2025 I mean, from 2015 to like 2022. That was their window to dominate. But guess what? We still talking about Floyd and Pacquiao. This was their window to dominate. And they let it happen. They let all these promoters pimp them out, sweet talk them, pillow talk them, or let it build up. And before you know it, y'all do fight. Y'all end up like Danny Garcia and Lucas Matisse. Neither one of them was the same fighter after that fight. Tell me I'm wrong. Matisse went on to not be the same fighter. Danny Garcia never recaptured that flame. All Danny Garcia's greatest performance from Matisse on back. Tell me I'm lying. What Danny Garcia did since then? He paid Victor Postal. He ducked him. He got beat by Lamont Peterson, some people's opinion. Floyd Mayweather thought he lost to Robert Guerrero. What he done? He didn't beat Paulie more impressively than Sean Porter. He been more impressive than Broner. So, what he done? Matisse, everything was downhill. Only thing he did was run a fake regular belt. He was losing to a guy that was jabbing him to death, and that's all he had was a jab and some movement. So, and if they do fight Terrence and Earl, then what? What if it's a war? They just never the same fighter after there, or they never can recapture that glory? Like nigga, like y'all hinging y'all whole career on one fight. Imagine Sugar Ray Leonard did that shit. Motherfucker, he fought Tommy Hearns the first 3-4 years of his career. That motherfucker waited until like 95 to fight Tommy Hearns or some shit like that. He fought in like 80 what? 81, 82, 83? He waited to 1990 to fight that nigga. Like, come on. Roy Jones is in fucking middle school. And you waited till this nigga become a professional fighter when he lost the gold medal. Should have won it. Like, y'all really know how stupid this shit sound? This fight between them two, you would think it was a $3 or $4 million pay-per-view, puller. At best, that motherfucker probably 600,000, 700,000. At best. And this is why Pacquiao and Mayweather can still come in and do it. And you know what? It's going to be pity pat run. Two old fighters. You know what it's going to do? It's going to reset the pay-per-view market again. People were saying, oh, I'm never paying for another pay-per-view. They finally rehabilitated the pay-per-view market. Now they feel like they want to put 5 or 6 pay-per-views on this year. Now, 300,000 pay-per-view is a new $1 million pay-per-view buy because they didn't double or put 35, 40 extra dollars on pay-per-view. And now fans are saying, oh, we 300,000 is great, or 400,000 is great, or 500,000 is them fucking pathetic numbers, motherfucker. And that's how I tell a motherfucker that's going around glorifying, oh, 300,000, 350, and 400 is good, and nigga, no, it's not. No, it's not. These niggas legitimately sit here, and not just them. Other fighters sitting there, and they gonna fucking bake, they gonna fucking roast, they gonna slow roast or crock pot. Not Instapot. They're going to crock pot Benavidez and Caleb Plant. We can build this white guy up and make it white versus brown. Yeah, I can see it right now. Them motherfuckers ain't going to fight till 2025, 2022. They marinating fights for no fucking reason. Unless Dana White come in and change it. He said, nobody want to see Mayweather Pacquiao. Well, I know. It ain't about us. It's about them casual fans that want to see it. They don't give a fuck about us. Hardcore boxing fans, well, a lot of y'all niggas is casuals, but I'm going to just give y'all like semi-hardcore. Semi-hardcore boxing fans, motherfuckers they don't give a fuck about you. We don't even make up like, 5% of the pay-per-view buys, to be real. They don't give a hell about you. They give a fuck about Tommy, Billy, all these motherfuckers that watch TMZ and they just, come on, man. People quick to forget how terrible that fight was. They say, oh, Pacquiao back, nice shoulder, 100%. Pacquiao back. He definitely going to whoop Floyd. They're going to change the narrative again. Floyd going to say, I ain't taking the fight. Going to act like he was baited into the fight. They're going to rob the back again. They're going to reset the pay-per-view market. And that's what's going to happen. Like, nigga, I mean, we don't make up, like... The population is very, very slim out of the boxing community. It's very slim. what is it, like 40? How many people in America? Like what, 40, 50 million, maybe even 100 millions? I don't know. You know, I mean, come on, when you think about it, man. Let's just say it's a. I don't know. Let me get a good number. It's 327 over 327 million people of 2018 in America, and you telling me that you put an event on a regular Fox event, and you only can tap into 1 or 2 million of those people? You putting a pay-per-view event on, and you only can tap into 300,000, 400,000, 500,000? You fighting on regular Fox, you only can tap in on 1, 2 million. You fighting on ESPN, the leader in sports, and you only can put in 40, 400, 500,000 people? To put it in perspective, how fucking pathetic do that sound? And we marinating fights, talking about hundreds of thousands of fucking of viewerships. We marinating fights like Santa Cruz and Gary Russell that should be on Showtime and regular Fox. We marinating them type of fights for what, $1 or $2 or $3 million viewerships? Like, come on, stop playing with me. Oh yeah, I don't eat Popeyes, man. I used to. I don't eat that shit. So it's always off the chain, especially on Sundays. So you said it's 327 million, and we tapping into what? Million, 2 million on Fox? That's fucking pathetic. Let's look at. Let's just say for the sake of shit. Let's say for the sake of shit. Let's say for the sake of shit, right? I'm trying to see. I hate it. I really didn't ask for this shit. Let's just say this year. Okay. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, it did 13.5 million viewerships. I think overall it averaged 15 viewerships. Game 1 did 13.5. Game 2 did 14, just over 14. Game 3 did 13.4. Game 4 did 13.16. Game 5 did 18.34. And it was the same for Game 6. So they tapping into around an average of 15 million viewerships for the finals. The year before that, they averaged 17.6. It was a down year this year. The year before that, they averaged 20 million with LeBron being in both of those. The year before that, they averaged 20, just under the previous year. LeBron again. The year before that, they just averaged under 20. I think that's the year some Cleveland they was Cleveland and them got a lot of people hurt like Kyrie and Kevin Love. And that was the first Golden State victory. So routinely, the NBA averages, I'm going to go ahead and say about 15 million viewerships per finals. But let's look at the NFL viewerships. You gotta love fucking you got to love motherfucking Google search. He said the ratings have fallen for the 4th year in the NFL. Last year, 103.5 million people watched the NFL championship game, which is the Super Bowl, down from 111 the year before that. And in 2017, 111.9 million in 2016. The viewing figure peaked in 15 with 114 million people watching. Saw the New England Patriots beat the Seahawks. So NFL for the Super Bowl, it does over 100 million viewership. Dream Church, salute. So I'm just saying. But they gotta build the brand, but they gotta build boxing as a brand back up. And once they build it as a brand, remember, I'm telling you, man, when HBO, when they was first popping, when they started popping, They was putting 5 or 10 million people in viewership. But these fighters just gonna let motherfucking these fighters Wing and Tracy Salute. These fighters just gonna let fucking Floyd and Pacquiao keep doing it. Earl Terrence, Gary Russell, Santa Cruz, Javante, he's still young. But I don't think he gonna last the way he treat his body. Lomachenko, they era gonna be like this. This gonna be their era. And if Shakur and Devin Haney and Lil B Hop and Jerron Ennis and the Rock, the Damian Rock, the heavyweight that's coming up from Philly, and Daniel Du Bois, and if FA and Jobway, I'm not writing them off. Whoever else these young fighters out here as well. David Benavidez ain't shit but 22, 23. These fighters is gonna just eclipse their era. And they gotta knock them motherfuckers off. Either they gonna retire, get beat by somebody else. And what's so funny about it is the 154 pounders is thumping now. But now, all them motherfuckers is gonna drag into the 2020s. And like I said, in the beginning of the decade, nobody remembers. So they get the all-decade boxing team or the greatest fighter of the decade just to the point where their legacy can't be built. Because all they do is fight twice a year. I fight in January, I might fight in July. I might fight in January, I don't fight again to December. They fucking up they fucking up their careers. It's like they slowed the game down. They slowed the game down. And now like they not gonna have an era. They don't have an era. When you go back and look at the Errol Spence era, it's gonna be like Terrence Crawford era. They ain't gonna have no real greatest hits, not compared to Ali. I mean, you look at Foreman, Frazier 3 times, Ken Norton, even got beat the shit up by Larry Holmes. I mean, you look at all that shit. Joe Louis with 24, 25 title defenses. They era gonna look. They era Rashad Penman salute. That era is gonna look like it's gonna look like to me it's the Klitschko era. It's nice and steady. It's nice and steady. Jermaine Burr, salute. It's nice and steady. But really, without the losses, I mean, what you really gonna remember? Did you look at the NBA Finals? I remember LeBron coming back from 3-1. You know. Look at the NBA Finals. You know, Spurs and Miami going at it. I remember Jordan beating Utah in the 90s. I remember Kobe and Shaq in their little 3-peat in the early 2000s. I remember them fighting and it being over with. Really, when you look at it, these niggas is about to be like the Detroit Pistons of like the 80s, 90s. Because everybody remembers Magic Bird. Nobody remember Hakeem and Ralph. Nobody remember Dr. J getting in there. You know what I'm saying? Shit, motherfuckers don't even remember, you know, Oscar Robertson, Kareem getting one. They remember Magic, Bird, Jordan. Magic, Bird, Jordan. Nobody remember Isaiah. Isaiah was the only point guard in history that I can remember that was the best player on his team and led them to a championship. But who remember Isaiah Thomas? Nobody. Nobody remember Isaiah Thomas had the dopest handles. Then talk about Vinny Johnson. He made $10 million in his career and turned it to $400 million. That's a story. But it's Magic, Bird, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq. And then you get into the Spurs era with Kobe and Shaq. That gray area with Isaiah and the Pistons, that's like this era. You're going to have Pacquiao, Mayweather, Bradley era, Marquez era, the Klitschko era. You're going to have that era. And that's if Errol and Terrence give us great fights and they continue to win, or Gary Russell, Santa Cruz give us great fights. Lomachenko give us great fights. Ain't none of them motherfuckers gave us one great fight to talk about. None of them motherfuckers gave us one great fight. What's the greatest fight of this decade? Real talk. And as far as momentum and precedence, you would probably say Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. But really, what's the iconic fight? What's the George Foreman, Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope fight? Where's the Hearns and Duran? You know, where's those type of fights at? We got some James Toney and Roy and Bernard, you know. But really, where's the iconic fights at? The controversial fights, Oscar and Trinidad. Where's the Pernell and Duran? We got some controversial fights. But really on that level, yeah, you had to go Marquez and Pacquiao. You had to go down to the smaller guys. You know, Israel Vasquez and Marquez. If that was this decade, shit, it been so long. That's the only Kobe 2K fan salute. That's the only real iconic shit I can think about is Pacquiao and Marquez. That knockout is probably the most iconic thing that happened this decade. That's the iconic moment of this decade. That's it. If you had to put a poster, and maybe I'm missing something, but if you had to just say, give me a poster moment for this decade so far, yeah, I like what Wilder did, knocking out Dominique Brazil. It'd been nice for you to knock out Anthony Joshua, or Joshua could have beat him. Then we talking something different. You had to go that. Marquez Pacquiao is probably the most meaningful. Was Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez this decade? Was that this decade? That was a good fight, but it just didn't have the energy behind it. It had the pull behind it. Nope. Yep, that was the beginning. The knockout was the beginning of the decade. The original fight was just missed a decade. It was the first fight where Paul Williams won. I felt Martinez won. I like both of them. Was July. Excuse me. It was December 5th. Then the rematch was that was December 5th, 2009. Rematch was November 20th, 2010. You know? So, I mean, shit. War Kovalev, I mean, you have to throw that in there. War Kovalev, that was a good really, what are we looking at? Most controversy is Floyd and Ortiz? I wouldn't say so. It have to be more controversy than that. Somewhere in there. You might be right, though, just on the grand scale of things. Now, Martinez lost the first fight, majority decision. I just looked at boxer, but I remember that. He lost that first fight. They robbed fucking Martinez, and they did it again. His trainer was talking shit. He said, yeah, we see something. I picked up on something on film. And you was like, man, another motherfucker just running. Man, that motherfucker cocked the shit out of Paul Williams. Okay. He said, they going to give us a classic fight, bro, with all this weight. Man, no, they not. The history tells you that they not. You know what I'm saying? That's what it tells you. Isn't they not going to give you a classic fight? Name me a situation. It ain't that many iconic fights, but name me a fight that been marinated so long that actually lived up to the bill. Who? Because Pacquiao and Floyd wasn't no build up. Pacquiao and Canelo. Floyd and Canelo wasn't no build up. What fight did they marinate that actually, maybe you say Chavez and Canelo? Chavez, not Canelo, but Chavez and Martinez. And that's only lived up. They only lived in the hype in the 12th round. And even if that was this decade, that was that decade. Yeah, 2012. That was on pay-per-view too. The 12th round was he got outboxed the whole 11th round. The 12th round is when Chavez made it interesting. Yeah, it was a classic ass whooping, but the end took the rest of Sergio Martinez's prime. That 12th round might have been the best 12th round as far as on this pedestal this decade. Name me a better 12th round. Maybe some on the smaller level or smaller scale. Name me a better 12th. Name me a 12. You know, we had some good one punch knockouts though. But you always gonna have that. Deontay, Tank, Anuiwa. Who else you got good? Paul Williams getting stretched by Martina. You had some good one punchers. You know, you just talk about wrapping up the decade, man. Hey, man, the decade did produce some in the beginning some medium level fights. I remember Martinez pacing the city with Kelly Pavlik face. He beat the shit out of Kelly Pavlik. That was in 2010. That motherfucker had Kelly Pavlik leaking all over the ring. That shit had to be in Atlantic City, I believe it was. Hey, I like Kelly Pavlik, but he got the shit beat out of him. And some people thought Martinez could have been the Welch. He beat the shit out that nigga. He beat the shit out his ass. All the good fights I remember was 2010 to 12, 13, 14, 15. That'd be a great idea for somebody to build an app of past fights. Just all the fights for a year and archive all the major fights. You probably make some money off that app. You could charge. Because it ain't nowhere that you can look at past fights. None of the schedules, they all erase after you get to after you keep moving on. Maybe BoxRec got it. Ward was pound for pound must this decade. What you mean, the best? People say Floyd. How will Paul Williams do against today's 54 pounders? He'd be in the mix. He'd be in the mix. It'd be better how he do versus the welterweights. But he'd be in the mix. He'd probably lose some, win some. But who give him the toughest fight? Probably would be That's a tough question. Might be J-Rock. He said J-Rock Hurd. Yeah, it was cool. It was a good fight. But it wasn't competitive. It was just ass whooping. Probably say Hurd and Lara was a great fight. But then again, it was a ton of them fights throughout the early 2000s. In 2010, it was a ton of fights like that. Ton of fights. Yeah, ton of fighters don't follow up with combinations. They don't. That's a fact. Ton of motherfuckers don't. You know, they don't never follow up, whatever it is. Because Adonis Stevenson didn't do that shit. He threw that left hand and didn't really follow it up with nothing. After a while, when you reach a when you reach a certain level of opposition, you're not just gonna hit everybody and knock them out. Not with one shot. You gotta then put 3, 4 behind it. A lot of these dudes hurt these guys, and it just take a split second or 2 or 3 seconds for these dudes to clear their head, and they don't follow up. They let them slide out the side door. They let them tie them up. It's a bunch of fucking rookie mistakes. PBC Golden Boy divorce affected the sport. Yep. So I see Harper's getting the ring. That fight ain't gonna be great as people think it is. I'm sorry, because I'm not saying schematically or blueprint wise it won't be, but history tells us when you build a fight like this, it can never live up to the hype. It can never. You look at just Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Leonard. He knocked all that shit out early. Duran, Benitez, Tommy. It wasn't when you got expectations, it's hard to live up to them in boxing as far as a fight. It is. Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao said it can never live up to him. Never. That was what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They fighting 14, 15. That was fucking about 7, 8 years of building a fight. It can never live up to the expectations. Somebody would have legitimately had to lose their life for that fight to live up to expectations. Somebody would have had to lose their fucking life. Now you've been building this fight for 2 years. It's fucking pointless. It was the stupidest shit they could have done was build this fight up. It ain't like Pacquiao and Mayweather where they had a Morales, a Barrera, a Diego Corrales, a Castillo twice under their resume, a Fernando Hernandez, a Zab, a Costazu, Carlos Baldomir, Cottos, and Margaritos, and Hatfoot and Pacquiao retired about 9 or 10 for good, they both would have been Hall of Famers. They wouldn't have been as rich as they is, but they both would have been Hall of Famers. Like legendary. They was all-time great Hall of Famers. Would you really say Terrence Crawford all-time great? No. Would you really say Errol Spence all-time great? No. It's a lot of guys. Who are all-time great in this era? Who I mean, if you're gonna grade on the curve, it's Canelo Alvarez. That's it. You know, other than Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, you know, other guys that's gone. Who all-time great? Who? Floyd Mayweather made the same living beating up Mexicans like Pacquiao. Who all-time great? Who? If boxing ended today, who all-time great? And no disrespect to Deontay Wilder, just being a WBC champion don't make you all-time great. Because a lot of us don't even think fucking that boy an all-time great, Vladimir Klitschko. He an all-time great based on he dominated his era. He said whatever happened if he lost in that WBC title tournament they was doing. Salute, man, Shamil. So, come on, who you saying all time great? This era got the potential to be the best. If everybody fought each other, had Mayweather never fucked up boxing, I just said. Everybody probably had a loss or two, or somebody, you know, very few would have been undefeated. But they would have been considered great. It'd have been better for the sport. You walk around boxing, who all-time great? They tried to build Chocolito up. No. Golovkin, no. Canelo got the best resume to do so. And I know what y'all going to say about him, but hey, it's facts. I can't think of nobody else. I don't have a list in front of me. But Wilder, you won't put him in there with Foreman. Put him in there with you know, Prime Mike or Vander. You can put him up there with Klitschko. If you choose. Really, you talking about the fighters of the past? Joe Frazier, Joe Louis, Sonny. You probably say he, you know, above Floyd Patterson or some shit like that. So, this just show you how fucked up this decade is. Who all-time great leaving the decade? Floyd, Pacquiao, Marquez, Bradley. Oh, Bradley, I wouldn't say all-time great. He a really good Hall of Fame fighter. You missed a lot, Roy. What's up, though? Who? Errol Spence been boxing since 12. Terrence Crawford been boxing since 7. But I'll give him credit. I deduct 7 years off his career. I think he got with Top Rank at 13 or 14. So he didn't have the best. He didn't have the best resources with Matador Sports. But I'm not going through that again. Cotto, definitely Cotto. My bad. Definitely Cotto. Just the usual suspect. Cotto, Marquez, and the other motherfucker. We already know that. We already know them. What's up? I'm talking about these dudes that's been established in this decade. If you turn pro or you got with a major promoter this decade, like Crawford started with like with Top Rank this decade. For me, that's when his career really started. Errol Spence, he been this decade going. He'll be 8 years in this decade in. Tank ain't got a chance. The decade over with. Tank will be the 20s. Benavidez will be the 20s. Ennis, Ortiz, Lil B-Hot, well, Primetime Cobra, they'd be the 20s. Who was established in this decade, established themselves as an all-time great fighter? Who was got with a major promoter this decade and didn't have one before? Or who turned pro with a major promoter or manager this decade? Who? Just Ward. That's it. Bradley ain't from this decade, I don't think. But I can give Bradley. Because Bradley got out. I mean, just check. Because I remember Bradley getting his first title. Yeah, you can say Bradley this decade because he got his first title like 07, 08. But I said Bradley. Let me see when he beat Junior Woodard. I could be wrong. 08. So he unified in 09. In 2010, his first fight was versus Aubrey. He beat Peterson in 2009 in December to end that. But he had all his other big wins. Alexander was a huge win. Pacquiao was a big win, like it or not. Provodnikov, Marquez was a big win. So he had a lot of, yeah. He had good wins before this decade, but all his best wins came this decade. Yep. Usyk, not a fucking chance. What the fuck he do? He ain't no fucking all-time great. Fuck he do? He won. He was undisputed, but who the fuck? I mean, like I said, we don't care about cruiserweight. He ain't no all-time great now. Now he go up there and whoop on Wilder, or Joshua Fury, or win the title up there, then we can start talking about it. But he ain't in the category with Pacquiao and Floyd. You crazy than a motherfucker. He ain't even Tim Bradley status yet. Ward turned pro and Ward turned pro in 2004. Shit. Sure did. He was a middleweight, fighting in between middle and super. That's crazy. But his brand was born when he beat Miguel Kessler, in November 2009. So most of his big wins was in the 2010. So Ward got to be the other one. Yeah, Chad Dawson, I wouldn't say all-time great. He was just lacking some things. He right there with like Tim Bradley. Talent-wise, he had all-time great talent. But New York, if he beat Donaire, I wouldn't say all-time great, though. He got to go beat up Nevada's. But he right there. Joshua, he got jokes. I got to ask a few questions, then I'll get out of here, man. Miles ready to go run. Ain't your boy. I can't be bring. Or you want to go eat ice cream? I got ice cream for him. You want ice cream, buddy? Who do you think has the best potential? That's tough. Probably Devin or Shakur. I wouldn't write that one kid off. The amateur guy that beat Shakur that lost his first fight. I didn't know he hadn't fought in 3 years. I wouldn't write him off neither. He hadn't lost in 3 years. Ted Cheeseman. Yeah, Donaire. Yeah, he right there. I think I would put him like right there, maybe above Bradley. Yeah, Robezy, Ramirez. I didn't know he didn't fight in 3 years though, or some shit they were saying. If that's true, Donaire, yeah. Yeah, Donaire. I think Donaire, accolades wise, is he right? He might, if he had to be Rigondeaux, I'd definitely put him above Brad. That's a tough one. Tony and Charlo, that was an okay fight. It's a good fight, but you go to 2000 other decades, that's like a good fight. Like you had like Teddy Atlas said, Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko was a regular heavyweight fight at one point in the 80s and 90s. It was just glorified because we hadn't had a fight that good, especially with David Haye laying the egg versus Vladimir. Donnie Natites, I ain't even never seen dude fight. He must be like a paperweight because I watched the super flyweights. I don't really go too far below that, but I heard about him, but I ain't never seen him fight. So if he beats Inouye, definitely that's true. Yeah, if he beat Inouye, it's over with. If he's on there upset, I'd be shocked. That'd be the upset of the decade. I don't give a fuck. That's the upset of the decade. I'll retire. Fuck that. I'll retire off of that. I'll retire. I'll retire. That motherfucker, I'll put my hands up and I'll be gone. Like Bradley said after, he said, if I was Marquez and I knocked out Pacquiao like that, I said I would have retired like that. He right. He should have retired. Then Bradley ended up beating his ass, didn't he? And he just gave up his belt instead of unifying with Juan Estrada. Damn. That's a shame. Like, you ain't got that many big fights. Kovalev, like, he below Tim Bradley. He a Hall of Famer, though. By these standards, yeah, he definitely is. I guess he would be. Shit. If he lose the yard, then people gonna act like he ain't. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, Lathers was going on. He lose the yard. That should be crazy. Y'all got any more questions? If not, I'll get up out of here. Make sure I hit the like button too. See if anybody has more questions. What young fighter gives you hope to better the sport of boxing? All of them. They sound like they all want to fight each other. Sound like promoters. He said Froch weak. I wouldn't say Froch weak. Him and Pacquiao had a good fight. I think it could have went either way. Froch was a good fighter. He a Hall of Famer for sure. Especially after he knocked out Lucien Bute. For sure, he a Hall of Famer. He wasn't the most talented, but he was tough and gritty. I ain't gonna take shit away. He arguably should have lost to George Groves in the first fight. The ref saved his ass. I got your heart. He's like I say Tony and Charlo was the best fight of the year. I can't remember all the fights last year. Probably was. Cool man said, man, what up? Tank looked like a light-skinned Gary Coleman. Lucien Bute, biggest hype job in history. Oh, for sure. But he beat him. The narrative was at the time Andre Ward was ducking Lucien Bute because he didn't fight him and unify after the Super 6 tournament. So that was the narrative. You can't go back and change the narrative now. The narrative was that he was going to lose, and Lucien Bute had the rematch clause. The narrative that was the rebirth of Carl Froch's career. That's got Carl Froch over the top, and he knocked out Jermaine Taylor, like it or not, and beat John Pascal. You know, and he was the first one to officially beat Arthur Abraham, even though Arthur Abraham got DQ versus Betrayal. He was getting outboxed the whole fight. I was at that fight. Yeah, Pascal did beat Marcus Brown. I was a different Pascal then, though. He was young. I think they fought in the UK. Only reason Carl Froch got in the Super 6 is because he knocked out Jermaine Taylor. I think he took his belt. He knocked out. If you ain't never seen that fight, that was a good fight, too. That was better than Charlo and Harrison, by far. What year did that fight happen in? He knocked out. He was getting beat up by Jermaine Taylor. That's when Jermaine Taylor really started having stamina problems for real. He knocked out Jermaine Taylor in the 12th round. He knocked out Jermaine Taylor in the 12th round. He knocked that motherfucker out in the 12th round, bro. That shit was on Showtime. I remember that. I watched boxing like a motherfucker then. Y'all, if I had a YouTube channel back then, oh man. He fought him in 09. He knocked him out TKO in 09. Yup. Only times he lost twice to motherfucking he had a draw with Winky, which Winky was always getting played. I thought he beat Bernard Hopkins. But he had 2 losses to Kelly Pavlik. Yep. I remember that was another good ass fight. Kelly Pavlik and Jermaine Taylor won. It looked like Kelly Pavlik was about to get knocked out. He came back and knocked out fucking Jermaine Taylor. And he decisioned him in the rematch. Then Jermaine Taylor tuned up versus Jeff Lacey. And then him and Froch fought for the WBC super middleweight title. And Carl Froch knocked him off in the 23rd and a half hour. He knocked his ass out. I won't forget that fight. Marcus Brown done. No, he ain't done. Ward would have waxed Bute, but Bute was scared of the tournament. But Ward, Fight Hype had a whole article about Ward saying that he was going to duck Lucien Bute. Why he ducked Lucien Bute after the tournament. It's easy to look at it in hindsight. But Andre Ward was saying that he wasn't going to unify with Lucien Bute because Bute didn't want to join the tournament. He wasn't going to reward him for ducking the tournament with a unification bout, which was some of the stupidest shit I ever heard. Because had Andre Ward, I think, got that last belt, he would have been undisputed. So he let Carl Froch get the fight and then rebirth Carl Froch's career and it gave Carl Frost 2 big paydays versus George Groves. Andre Ward wasn't the smartest business decision making dude in boxing. That was a horrible decision not to fight Butte after the tournament. Then he read up with Goosen, and then him and Goosen was beefing. Goosen was having him fight in Southern California versus Edwin Rodriguez, and Edwin Rodriguez and him couldn't even fill up half the fucking. I think it was the StubHub Center or some shit that was fighting that. Well, nobody coming to Andre Ward fucking fights. Ward was to make some of the dumbest If it must be an Andre thing. Andre Ward makes the stupid decision just like Demetrius Andrade. But at least Ward had a tournament to fall back on. He was a fucking idiot. I remember that people would say, "Oh, he ducking Butte. He ducking Butte." It wasn't about Butte missing the tournament. And they let Alan Green get in it. Glenn Johnson got in it. Sakio Bika fought like a little. He wasn't officially in the tournament, but he filled in for Andre Dirrell because Andre Dirrell was supposed to fight Andre Ward in the second round. And Arthur Abraham, like I said, I was at that fight, hit him with that illegal blow. What's so funny about it? I didn't know what happened until I got home and watched it on TV. They didn't say shit really, or I couldn't hear. It was loud. It was at the Joe Louis Arena, which is they tearing it down. They all put some condos. Joe Louis was a shit house then. Margarita Cotto's one classic. That's some bullshit with them hair wraps. They had a war back then. Now he's a company man and they love him. Shit. Anybody you see on TV. Only thing close you gonna get to black is Shannon Sharp. If you're gonna be on TV and make a living, you can't be super raw. Y'all, you gotta remember that. He said the real Doug Ward. That's what everybody was saying. I'll finish this shit. I'll finish this shit. I'll finish this shit. But a lot of motherfuckers don't remember that because a lot of y'all, like, I don't want to say y'all, but a lot of y'all motherfuckers didn't watch boxing. I've been watching boxing hardcore for a long time, man. Every time I think about Bernard Hopkins versus Winky Wright, I get mad. Every time I think about Corey Spinks and Jermaine Taylor, I get mad. Every time I think about Paul Williams Martinez, I get excited. You know what I'm saying? Or every time I think about certain fights, I get excited, man. Sometimes I'll be forgetting. Kendall Hart, Timothy Bradley was a straight little fight. Devin Lamb, Timothy Bradley, I get upset because it didn't live up to the bill. I was supposed to go to that fight. Didn't go. We had a lot of good ass fights. That's why I be trying to. Y'all don't really understand the gap. And everybody that got a voice on YouTube, a lot of niggas weren't watching no boxing back then. I'm telling y'all, they didn't want to make a living on YouTube talking about they fake drug fantasy lives because you got niggas pulling niggas' whole card on here now. That nigga didn't sell no shit. He was snitching on me. That motherfucker was the middleman. He just dropped the bag. Now you got people getting exposed on YouTube. So basically, motherfuckers got into the boxing YouTube because they can fake it till they make it. You feel what I'm saying? They can fake it, like, they can make, they can fake it. They can commercialize. They gentrified boxing. The old media wasn't responsible for that. Like these new niggas, man. These new niggas out here that had a platform and a voice, they gentrified boxing. They did that shit. They watered it all the way down. They made it a popularity contest. It's just there's no equality in boxing no more as far as these casual niggas. There's no knowledge. There's no nothing. It's the most watered down shit. And it's an easy niche on YouTube. Wasn't nobody really doing it. Everybody can make a living off of it. It is what it is. Oh, it's a Michelin S. It's nice. Yeah, my girl bought it a couple years ago. I don't wear it that much. I wore it one time on here. I don't wear it that much. I wore it to my sister baby shower. That's it. Abraham was dirty though. The real was outboxing. He was. I was at that fight. I didn't know what happened. I thought he got knocked out. Got home. I'll finish this shit. Tell the ref, start it back up. I'll finish this shit. He said he never break down fights and motherfuckers. I'm like 15-0 in predictions. What the fuck is this fictional prediction list niggas giving? Niggas be killing me with that shit, man. These niggas so phony on this bitch, man. It's crazy. A fight I always loved to watch was Hopkins and Trinidad. Why? Because Trinidad got knocked the fuck out, didn't he? I know Oscar got knocked out with the body shot to the liver. Trinidad and Hopkins got Was it that? Is that the one that got pushed back because 9/11? I get that one and Oscar mixed up. I think it got pushed back because of 9/11. Yeah, I think that was the fight. I don't know what Oscar took his sweet and sour. Oscar fought him in 2004. I don't know what Oscar was thinking. But he TKO'd Trinidad ass. I remember that shit too. Trinidad was a big welterweight, but he ended up finishing his career off, I think, what, at super middleweight versus Rory? Versus Rory, I think. That's crazy. He stopped Trinidad in the last round. I think Trinidad last fight, it might not have been Rory. I might be tripping. Yeah, it was Rory his last fight. He lost unanimous. He lost to Winky and Rory back to back. He lost to Winky in 2005, and he fought Rory, came back in 2008. Bad decision. Him in, man, that shit crazy. I got Yard, bro. Yeah, I figured it. I can. My memory be murky. Mayorga took Forrest, so rest in peace to Forrest. Yeah, Mayorga was a wild motherfucker. He just had Vernon Forrest's number. Vernon Forrest had Shane Mosley's number. Biggest almost fighter in boxing. I don't know what that means. Hopkins Dalton with Trinidad was knocking everyone out at the time. Yeah, that motherfucker was a what? Welterweight 54 and came up. I don't know what Oscar thought he was gonna do. Oscar with me. All them niggas fought back then. It didn't matter. Everybody knew Oscar was gonna get that work. But Oscar moved up and fought Hopkins and all this was niggas just fighting everybody. They didn't care if they lost. You know, Oscar De La Hoya lost to Trinidad. I thought he won. But the motherfuckers was fighting everybody. So a loss didn't matter. Trinidad went on to have a fruitful career. Bernard lost to Calzaghe, had a fruitful career, lost to Roy Jones, had a fruitful career. Duran lost, had a fruitful career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of guys that lost and had great careers, man. This notion of you lose and it's crazy. This nigga stupid out here. I think Canelo will be an all-time great. By this measure, you ain't fucking lying. He the only one of this era. And I'm not talking about the guys that, you know, like Bradley's and the Mayweathers and Marquez and Cotto's. I'm talking about the young guys in this era. Canelo the only one. Had Wilder beat up Anthony Joshua or beat up Klitschko and Anthony Joshua, we wouldn't be even talking. He'd be in that conversation too. It's sad because a lot of these motherfuckers, they set this whole decade on some bullshit. And they finally gonna get an opportunity. I hope they get the opportunity while they young and they fresh enough next decade, but people gonna forget what they did. People not gonna remember Deontay next decade. Once you get to 2029. We forgetting about the niggas in 2010. We're like, damn, that was 2010 or that was 2011. So it's gonna be funny. Forrest, Dog, Mosley, and Aaron. Yeah, Vernon Forrest got Al Heyman in boxing. Yep. Oscar did put up a decent fight versus Hopkins while it lasted. He gave him that much. And guess what? He still wanted to go make. He still made a ton of money fighting Floyd Mayweather. That loss didn't stop him from fighting Floyd. Does Canelo have a signature win? To me, Golovkin too. He beat the shit out of Golovkin in that second. I don't care what you motherfuckers say. He beat Golovkin in that second fight. But that's a good question. Like, he really don't have that fabulous win. You know what I'm saying? You look at Deontay Wilder. His knockout over Luis Ortiz is clearly the best victory. That's a better victory than Canelo had in the type of fashion. Canelo probably had more meaningful victories over, you know, more top guys, but that knockout, Deontay got a career-defining victory. Ortiz, you know, career-defining knockout over Bermane Stiverne, that was legendary. One-punch knockout over Dominique Brazil. So Wilder got, you know, the Spilka knockout. Wilder got some fucking legendary shit. The Amir Khan KO. Oh, man, we ain't even gonna count that, but hey, it is what it is. That motherfucker KO in the welterweight. The motherfucker just came to welterweight too. I remember he was moving up to he fought Julio Diaz at 144 in the UK. I think Diaz dropped him twice. And one of the times Diaz dropped him, Virgil Hunter asked him, "Did you trip over your shoes? You tripped over his feet?" That shit was funny as hell, dog. Go watch that fight. I can't remember if it was the first or second knockout. I can't think he knocked down twice. I think Virgil Hunter said, "Did you trip over his feet? Did you trip over?" I had to ask my boy. I said, "Did he just ask this nigga? Did he trip over his feet?" He said, "What happened?" Amir, what happened? Did you trip over his feet? I was dying laughing, bro. I was dying laughing, dog. That fight was at like 144 in the UK. He asked that motherfucker, "Did you trip over his feet?" I was like, dog, that nigga got punched. They showing the replay. Here goes another angle, Bob. It's like fight hype when you keep hitting the button. It's like fight night. For real, bro. I'm like, man. I said, I know this nigga just didn't say, "Did you trip over his feet, bro?" I was in tears, dog. I was in fucking tears, dog. Like actual tears, dog. I kept rewinding that shit too, dog. I kept rewinding that shit, dog. That shit was beyond the most funniest shit I ever seen in my life. And Triple G didn't want to be on the field. He was trying to wait for Felix Sturm in Germany because he could have fought Arthur Abraham in Germany. Arthur Abraham was fighting in Germany. He wasn't in America. He wanted to fight Felix Sturm. And Felix Sturm actually beat Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar robbed that motherfucker. Sturm never came back to America. That nigga sat in Germany. But yeah, let me get off here. I've been on here too long, man. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. You got business, question, inquiry, response, video requests. The article about Andy Ruiz and AJ agreeing, or Ruiz agreeing to the deal, is in the description. If you want to make a donation, that link's in the description. Other than that, share the video. It's the best donation you can make. Don't forget, you also can donate by checking out our sponsor, The Helpblaze, thehelpblaze.com. Promo code GoodFellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products. Appreciate the love and support. Do me that favor. Keep sharing the videos, man. I'll keep putting it down. We gone.